Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Boyblue and Bigby. And today is our third creator spotlight, and we are talking about Mike Mignola, the great writer and artiste.
Artiste extraordinaire.
Indeed. Bigby, how are you today? You're doing all right?
Yeah,
Doing good?
extraordinaire. Yeah, how are you, Boy Blue?
I'm doing good. I'm just going to throw this at you because I think it's fun. Before we dive in, what have you been reading lately? Anything nifty?
Oh, yes. Well, I've been reading up on this great series called Full Metal Alchemist.
That is a great series.
And another heartbreaking moment happened in that series. I did not not think would happen so soon. Once you meet what's his name? Very spoiler alert for everybody. Hughes?
Oh yeah. Don't say it,
Corrupted.
man. Don't say it, man.
Yeah, it made me like tear up. I was like, no, why? And his little daughter, you finally meet his wife and daughter, and he's so proud of. And then
Yeah.
that happened.
Okay,
I'm like,
so
oh God,
because you brought it up,
you savage.
spoilers. Did you get to the funeral scene?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
It was
So
just
so
so
you remember
heartbreaking.
that thing I sent you of Stan Lee where
Yeah,
Mustang is like, it's raining. So
yeah.
I sent that to you because I thought you'd already read that part, and then you responded like, "Ha, that's funny," or you said something like, I was like, "Oh wait, he hasn't read that yet. Never mind." Yeah,
I knew it
super
looked
funny,
familiar.
super
I
funny.
knew,
Yeah,
I knew it looked familiar because I guess it's raining. Like, no, it's not raining. Yes, it is. It's
yeah.
like, okay.
So
Uh,
I first of all when I saw that I was like, oh my gosh, Stan Lee. That was like my first thing. But then I also was like, oh my gosh, Hughes.
yeah.
And then I
Nah.
watched that clip from the anime, and then I was
Why would
emotionally unstable for.
why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know why I did that to myself.
Like that's what I'm more worried about is when I watch the anime because I think I'm gonna watch it both at the same time. Like watch it and then read it, or read it
Hmm.
and then watch where I'm at. Is that those heartbreaking scenes that if I watch it like
Yeah,
in the show, I'm gonna like bust down, break down, and start crying like a little kid.
yeah. I mean,
I
that
don't
scene
want
in
to hear.
particular is pretty
I don't
rough.
want to hear. Yeah, I want to play. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. So. Oh, poor little girl.
Well, I've been busting out Berserk, and I've just finished volume 8, and it's gone from me being like, I don't get why everyone loves this so much, to me being
Mhm.
like, oh my, this is amazing.
I
Also,
love your impersonation right there. Like
of
I don't
myself.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is how I'll sum it up. So the first 3 volumes, I was like, I don't get it. Why does everyone like this? It's kind of boring. Just kill stuff. And then volume 4, I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. Maybe that's why people like it. And then 5 through 7, I was like, that's pretty interesting, but still not amazing. And then volume 8, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
It just
So,
gets higher and higher. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
like I talked to my wife for a solid like half an hour. I was like, and then this happened, and then this
Mm,
happened, and she was like,
I can
okay,
picture her just like reading like a novel,
yeah,
whichever novel
yeah,
she's like I see her, like reading it with a coffee, like oh okay, like a parent
oh,
would to their
all
child when
right,
they're
yeah.
retelling the story. Yeah, like oh yeah, okay, and then what happened? You're like and then there's the
So yeah,
so
it's a very emotional time for me. So if you listen to I still think it's on my honorable mention list, from our manga episode. Um, but I could definitely say it's gonna be on my top 5 probably, but we'll see. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. I just was curious.
yeah.
I like knowing what you're up to. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Mike Mignola, what are your thoughts on Mike Mignola,
He
sir?
is amazing. He so this is my Mike Mignola story of how I got into Hellboy.
Mm.
Initially, I was I want to say uh 14. What year did Hellboy the first movie come out?
Ooh,
2004?
I was gonna say 2003, so we're probably
So okay,
close.
so
Yeah,
say like 2001, 11 or 12. It was like a few years before Hellboy was released. And
2004. You're right. Well done.
oh, sweet. So yeah, 2002. I was 12 years old. The Hamilton Library was doing a comic event that was uh, promoting Samurai Comics. Its grand opening, I believe, and they were introducing the people at the library, like because they're promoting books and all that stuff. And I remember one of the uh, comic book employees was so excited about the Hellboy movie, and he tells like, "Oh yeah, Hellboy is such a great read. It's a cool story. It's about pretty much a demon baby with a stone right arm fighting Nazis and this that." He was not very clear as to the story, and for the longest time I thought, Hellboy, that makes sense. I imagine a baby, demon baby with a right hand of stone fighting Nazis. Like I didn't picture the Hellboy that we all know and love, the grown adult. For whatever reason, I was so intrigued that so it's a baby fighting Nazis. That's so cool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and so I picked up the first volume, which was Seed of Destruction,
Hmm.
and immediately I loved it because the art was amazing. The ink, the coloring in it was phenomenal, and the fact that we got a demon a demon baby pop up like looking like a monkey was really cool. Like the most strange thing I saw at the time, which was something new and unique and fresh to me since I was into reading a whole lot of Marvel, DC, like classic superheroes with the looking normal,
Hmm.
being able to fit in and blend in. And here we go from a big red demon who can't fit in, who can't really blend in, and yet everybody's okay with him being around. Like, oh, it's just Hellboy. There's Hellboy. There he is. So I love it. It was like one of the real outside Marvel or DC character that I love to read.
So, and you probably just said, and I missed it. So you heard that the movie was coming out, and then you read some of the books first, or you saw the movie first and then read the books?
I read the books first
Gotcha.
because the guy was just like, "Oh, the movie's coming out soon," and I was like,
Right.
"Oh,
You want to prepare. Yeah.
not really." At that point, I wasn't even interested in the
Oh,
movie. I
okay.
was just like, "Oh, a movie's coming out. Oh, okay." I mean,
Okay.
2004, nothing could have topped. What was it? Spider-Man? Was it? Yeah, it was Spider-Man 2 that came out that year. No.
It was, yeah. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of stuff that came out around that year.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings was probably
Yeah.
coming
2000.
out.
Yeah, the second one was out that
Yeah.
the
And yeah, what year did Spider-Man come out? The first
yeah.
Spider-Man.
First one was 2002. The second one I think was 2004. I know The Punisher with Tom Jane came out 2004 because after that I was like, this guy's amazing. And I was just like, so yeah, that's my origin story for Hellboy.
It's a good origin story.
Yeah.
My origin story took place like last
A few
month.
months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're like, doing our getting ready for our Monster Mash episode where we talked about horror
Mhm.
comics, and I've only heard good things. I've only heard like amazing praise for Hellboy. Like I
Yeah.
was like and that's what I didn't understand. I was like, Hellboy? That's such a silly name. Like it can't be that good. Like and that's why I kept putting it off, even though they were like, no, it's amazing. And I'm like, no, it's a silly name. That's a silly name. And then I finally took the plunge and I read all of the Hellboy series. So that went.
It makes me a little sad that you finished the whole series before
Yeah.
I did, and I'm the one who kept telling you, like, read it, read it.
But it's I think Mike Mignola, and this is complete could be complete nonsense, but I feel like he gets praised for his art a lot. You'll see people.
Mhm.
I mean, because it's such a unique style. His art is very interesting. I don't have the art knowledge to describe it, but I hear people say gothic, so I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
other people say. Uh,
gothic, a little. What's that? What is it? Like steampunk, gothic
yeah,
and steampunk rolled into one.
but it looks simple, and at the same time, I know it's probably not. Like his shading is super interesting, his
Mhm.
shadows. So, anyways, I think people talk about Mike Mignola, the artist, but man, his writing chops are insane. Like I've ranted about this before, probably in our Monster Mash episode, but
Mhm.
him just taking all of these world cultures and religions and just saying like, I'm going to use all of these
Mhm.
and mash them together, and he created a story that makes sense. Like I don't
Mhm.
know how you take all those things and
All that lore and
yeah, and
stuff.
make something that's so fleshed out.
Yeah,
It
and that.
felt like a new world, even though it was
Mhm.
taking bits of existing folklore and religion and all.
Yeah, and, and that's a good point too, because it's a nice blend of it being all this like crazy, bizarre old tales that he heard from traveling all around and throwing it in there, and still make it seem like serious, like
Yeah, yeah,
without it being like too jokey or like, oh, this is cheesy, even for a comic book. Like, oh, it's he's able to make it gritty and knock it down to a sort of realism and modern take on these old tales.
hmm
And he's a
yeah. And there's just so many different elements. Like even like just like the demons have like this hierarchy, and like there's I forget what he calls them, maybe like the free folk or something like that, but they're basically like fairies and leprechauns and all that. And I don't know, there's just so many different groups, and all rooted in something, in some world religion or folklore. And I was just very impressed. I was not expecting that when it started, even from the beginning, from Seed of Destruction. um I don't know if you quite get a glimpse of how epic in scope it's going to end up being. I don't even know if you realized how epic it was going to be, but it
that
just becomes like this amazing, amazing story that everyone should
it,
read.
yeah, everyone should read. I mean, it's something really, really, really unique and special because like he doesn't wear tights. He just wears like a long coat, pants. Sometimes he's shirtless because he's Hellboy, and he's just like, oh, my crap gets burned out a lot, and he's just going through everything crazy in the world. He's just going through it and trying to help people, even if it's just like the most bizarre thing he's ever seen. He just goes with the flow, basically.
Yeah, and the character of Hellboy himself, I find very interesting because he has all this prophecy and destiny surrounding him that he doesn't want to do at all. Like he doesn't
Mhm.
want to live up to it. He just wants to. I always what I told my wife was Hellboy just wants to like be left alone and smoke a cigarette on his back porch. Like that's like what he wants to do.
A cigar. It's a
Yeah,
cigar,
sorry.
not a cigarette.
Right. He wants to smoke a cigar on his back porch, maybe have a drink, and but he's like he's forced into these leadership roles, these heroic roles, and I don't know. He's a
Reluctant hero.
I wouldn't say he's a complex hero, but
Yeah.
it's refreshing to see like I don't know, like someone who's so uncertain of themselves. I mean, it's not like Batman being like, "I'm Batman," like
Mhm.
just
I'm Hellboy.
yeah, exactly. He's just like, well, I'm here, I guess I'll try to do whatever it is.
That's exactly how he is too.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm here. Why not?
Yeah.
Like the one where he's in Mexico, he's just like, oh, I'm here. I need this thing. Let's get plastered and whatnot. And he's like drunk the entire time there.
Right.
Uh, uh, classic Hellboy.
It's just a wonderful series and Mike Mignola, I'm unclear how much he oversees the other spin-off series like b.p.r.d and Abe Sapien. I'm sure he's involved writing some of that, if not more than some. But I just can't believe that he created that whole world with all the spin-offs, and it's just amazingly well constructed. And his art's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is great. And I think I read somewhere at one point he didn't really think of it like like having a whole major story arc with Hellboy. I don't know if it's right or not, but I think he may have said something like he just was gonna do like a one shot
Hmm.
thing with him, just like one little comic, and he turned out that he wanted to tell more and more of these stories as he kept writing and drawing it, and I was like, ah, Hellboy, don't take no poo.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna take this line down. Like, hey, you started this. Gonna go and finish it, man.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, it seems like it kind of took on a life of its own because he started out writing a lot of those short stories and
Hmm.
it kind of just kept building and building until this larger work, this larger story. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to be honest, because I can keep gushing about Hellboy, but
Hellboy.
yeah.
So
So oh, go ahead.
you haven't read Abe Sapien or the other one,
I have not.
B.R.P.D.
I'm on a manga just fest right
A
now.
manga high right now. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
When that dies off, I might return
Mhm.
to it because I go on weird streaks. Like my summer was Grant Morrison, and then I was like I'm a little burned out from Grant Morrison, and then kind of Hellboy. I read like a lot of Hellboy, and then I was like, I could continue with b.p.r.d, but oh, all these mangas are interesting now. So
Well, I think I read like probably the first Abe Sapien one.
mhm,
I haven't and read any of the other ones because after I read Abe, I was like, he's more of a sidekick than main
definitely,
focus kind of
yeah.
character. Yeah. So I just didn't even start reading the other ones. And the art for Abe Sapien's like very much close to Hellboy's art. I don't remember if Mike Mignola actually did the art for that one, but it was just like one of those moments where I'm like, okay, I'll try it once. I mean,
Right.
it's the same people that did Hellboy. Maybe he'll pop up and
Well, I think if honestly, if I had to pick a series to read, I think I want to read Lobster Johnson because he's amazing. I don't know if did you get to Lobster Johnson in Hellboy?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the greatest. I was like, there should be his own series, and then I saw that there was his own series. I was like, oh, well, I'm dumb. I guess that already been done.
You know what's funny? I think I actually may have read volume one of Lobster Johnson
Ah, see,
at one point, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty interesting." Guy with the lobster hand.
guy who brands a lobster hand
Yeah,
into people's foreheads.
yeah.
It's amazing.
But there's
So,
this one
oh, go ahead.
called "The Amazing Screw-On Head," and I remember because I know I have it in here somewhere. I have that book. It's Mike Mignola. I'm 100% sure of that, and it's really really good. It's pretty much just a head that screws on this body and fights crime and whatnot. I gotta find it because it's one of those another bizarre one. After I read Hellboy, I was like, oh, what's next? And then I found that one. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
And I'm checking to make sure I'm not crazy.
Well,
Oh, okay, yeah. So have you read any of I'm trying to see what it's called. I think he did like some sort of Batman series. I want to make sure I'm not.
I think he did the art for Batman. The what is it? Gaslight. Batman by Gaslight.
That's what I thought, but maybe I'm
Yeah, he
wrong.
did. He did the art for that one. Brian Augustine wrote that. He did the script for it.
Yeah, did he do the art through the whole thing?
Yeah, for the first one. The second one, I believe it was someone else.
Okay. How was it in because I think that's what's strange to me is Hellboy is such his character.
Hmm.
It actually took me a little while to be okay with other people drawing him. I was like,
Like, oh my
no.
god, this cheating. What
Yeah,
is this?
but
Does Mike
but
know about this?
yeah, I'm trying to.
Well, I'm
I'd
not
be
gonna
interested.
lie.
Like, how does he draw Batman? I mean, probably pretty similar, right? Lots of shadows and. Oh,
No,
really?
no,
Oh,
it's. I did not believe he drew it. When I was at Comic Con and when I met Brian Augustine, I thought he did the art. And I made that mistake, like, oh man, I love your art. He's like, I didn't do the art, I wrote it. I'm like, what? I was like, yeah, Mike Mignola did it. I'm like, that does not even look like his usual stuff because it's like
oh,
all
really?
dark and yeah, dark shadows, like gothic. This one was just more steampunk, a little lighter in content, and this was just
Oh,
what blew
interesting.
my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at some of the pictures now. You're right. There's actually more light, more
Hmm.
than
More than what you would expect
yeah.
out of him.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
But
also weird seeing his art without
Hellboy.
Dave Stewart. Yeah, well
Yeah.
that. But without Dave Stewart's colors.
Mhm.
There's something about Dave Stewart's colors on his Hellboy stuff where I'm like
Mhm.
it's just like clearly Hellboy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Dave Stewart is as I mean, maybe not as
As
exceptional,
amazing.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but I
Just
mean he's a great colorist. I mean
yeah.
it's got that look to it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I only brought up Gotham by Gaslight because I was trying to think of other things that he's done, and I'm sure he's done a lot. I know he does a lot of
Mhm.
covers,
Mhm.
um, like a lot of variant covers and stuff.
Yeah.
But
There. One of my favorite appearances of Hellboy is when he meets Goon in one of the volumes of Goon.
mhm.
And it's hilarious because they are exactly alike. The big muscle bound guy. And I know I mentioned this before in one of our previous podcasts. And they are so much alike. It's hilarious. And I loved it the entire way through. I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever read. I
Yeah,
did not know I needed this.
I need to pick up Goon.
Yeah,
I
Eric
had it. I
Powell.
had it on. I had it on Hoopla, and then I think it expired, so I need to
You
get
could
that
get a
back.
Comixology, man, for free.
But Hoopla's free too, man.
Yeah, but there's no expiration date on Comixology.
Oh, that is true. That's a good
Yeah.
point. I can just re-borrow it though.
Yeah, but then as a 14, knowing you, you won't read, like, you'll just be like sidetracked with manga, but on Comixology, it stays on there until you decide when you're done with
Oh,
it. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, the student has become the master.
truly, it is amazing. Speaking of the student becoming the master, did you buy some $3.99 Berserk?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for you to
Oh,
put the hardcover pre-order in your basket. So before I do that,
I'm so tempted. Don't tempt me more. See, the problem is I don't want to put it
do
in
it.
my basket on Amazon. No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So on Amazon to pre-order, it's $39.99.
Mm.
I mean, that's $10 saved, but on in stock trades, because it's published by Dark Horse, I'm pretty sure the first week it'll be like 50% off. Like I'd rather pay $25 than
Now,
$39.
now, how do you know that if it's like a few months from now?
How do I know
Like,
that?
yeah, do they tell you like, hey, it's gonna be 50% off the week of?
No, I'm just surmising because a lot of people are going to lose their minds when it comes out, and usually for big releases they do 50% off. Like I would bet the Black Hammer Library Edition, which is coming out soon, maybe next week. I bet that's 50% off too. I would bet $2 that is 50%.
Well, that's a for
Yeah,
sure thing right
that's a
there. That's a
big bet.
deadlock. Yeah. You know what? I'll take that bet. $2. You're
You'll take that bet.
off.
All right, two
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
I think I want to say Black Hammer's release date is the 28th. Is that a Wednesday?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll check Wednesday or they'll probably tell you Tuesday afternoon. I'll let you know Tuesday afternoon. I'll
Yeah.
send you a screenshot.
Yeah, and then you'll know that you owe me $2 the next time you see me.
I'm pretty sure. If
Yeah,
they
but
don't,
pretty
then
sure it's not like
if they don't, then I'm gonna write a letter to In Stock Trades and ask them why they don't love Jeff Lemire. And
or you could ask them for the $2 that you lost. In stock trades, you owe me $2. I lost the bet.
because I was pretty sure this would be
Yeah.
50% off, not 42% off.
Uh,
So I apologize, listeners. This is probably a short creator spotlight, but if you haven't checked out Hellboy, if you haven't checked out Mike Mignola, check out Mike Mignola. And I'm not saying this is the end of the show. I'm just saying I can only talk about Hellboy for so long because then I want to spoil things, and that's not good for you or for
well,
the
I mean, you
listeners.
did spoil a number of things already to me, so
No, oh maybe
like
I
with
did.
the different things, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of it I didn't even realize it was being spoiled until
until
just now.
later.
Yeah. What? Raindrops?
Oh. It's not raining. Oh no, he says it is raining.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
is raining.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it
girl
is
says
raining.
like
Yeah,
it's not raining.
yeah,
Like
it's not raining.
it is.
Oh, it's so sad.
It was. Okay, so Mike McDullough, you're an amazing person, cool artist. As he said, we're gonna keep talking, but this is like Hellboy slash whatever. I'm guessing because we
Yeah,
both haven't read much of his stuff.
yeah.
Because it's
I
pretty
mean,
much primarily Hellboy.
right. That's I feel like with our other creator spotlights, we're like, oh, he's written this and this and this and drawn this and this. I'm like, I like Hellboy.
Yeah, because that's all you need to read. It's the
It's
Hellboy.
really cool. But yeah, if you haven't read it and you're not turned off by the name Hellboy, then go read it. You know, even
Yeah.
if you're like me and you're like, that's a silly name, still go read it.
Yeah.
Because you'll
Because
like it.
it's not a silly name. He was a boy and he's from hell.
It
Makes sense to me.
and then he aged very rapidly to
Yeah,
adult.
but and he ages slower than we do.
Well, yeah, after that initial
Yeah.
he goes
Introduction to
from
World War
baby
II.
to full grown man, and it's like, okay, that's it.
That's the cutoff point. Yeah.
Well, I guess we should maybe talk about next week's episode 16. We are doing
What's new?
Yeah,
What's
what's new?
corner?
We're going to read something neither of us have read before, and I just pulled it up right now, and then we're going to do a little review on it. And it is Infidel by oops, I want to make sure I know their name. Wow, I'm not going to say their name right.
What is it?
Pornsock Pishot? Pishot? Wow, I'm sorry. And the artist is Aaron Campbell. Yay!
Oh, how convenient he's able to say that right.
But yeah, I know pretty much nothing about it except that it's I think it's horror by Image Comics. This was almost one I read for the Monster Mash, but then I think I went with Gideon Falls instead. And this is the first volume, and I think it only recently came out. So we will give you our honest thoughts on it, let you know if you should check it out. So yeah, that's what's next week. And I apologize for trying to say a name I don't know how to say.
Yeah, you should just not
try anymore.
Yeah, just oh, that guy.
That
we'll just
guy.
leave it in the comment what's written. I mean, 'cause I give up sometimes. I'm not gonna pronounce.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I guess I could have tried to put in a pronunciation or something.
You know what we should do for next week? That's what we should do. How to pronounce that person's name. I'm pretty sure on whatever fan page or web page or whatnot, it has the pronunciation and quotations. This is how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
That should work. Yeah. Oh, that's what you're doing right now?
That's what I want to know. I want to see if I can figure out how to say this. Redeem myself.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm not having any luck, actually.
No.
Oh, well.
Okay, it makes sense.
But that is what is happening next week, and I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to... I mean, it will break my manga streak, but only 5 issues, and I think it's going to be a good time. Because I feel like usually when we talk about something or review something, one of us has read it.
Mm-hmm.
Or both of us. This will be an interesting,
a new read. Fresh eyes, yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
That'll be really cool.
I think it's going to be fun. So maybe we'll make it a recurring segment. And if we do, and you actually listen to this, send us some things to review, because I certainly have not read everything comic booky under the sun. There's so much more. I think that's what I've learned from reading all these comic books. I'm
Vagabond.
I want to buy this, and then there's 1,000 other things. I'm I can't buy everything.
I can't afford all that.
Yeah, I'll go into debt.
You see that I have a special way of doing it. I just go to the library, pick something up, read it, and if I like it, I'll buy it. And then I'll keep going from there. That's how I got a number of this collection I have. Chew. I read it from the library, yeah. I'm oh, read volume 1, loved it. Bought the rest.
Yeah. Well, see, honestly, that's... Okay, this is me justifying my decisions. I'm going to do it. So first of all, I'm still not... Okay, volume A of Berserk was fantastic. I'm going to read 9 and 10 because I have them from the library. I'm pretty sure they're going to be great. And see what I'm just trying to say with regards to the hardcovers is they're 3-in-1. I did check the first release date. The first release date is in February, so I get that, right? And then the next one isn't until July, so I have a little while, Then I get that one, and then the next one I'm, a couple months away, but slow and steady. I win the race. I have beautiful deluxe editions, and I think there's 39 volumes out, so we're talking 13 hardcovers currently. That's a lot, but then I think, Vagabond is up to 12.
Yeah.
It's not awful. If I love it, I might go for it. Yeah.
But you do love it.
I know.
It's the same way. So I feel like you should buy the 3-in-1s digitally and then just buy the hardcovers because we both know that's what you're gonna do.
Well, there aren't 3-in-1s digitally. They're only single volumes digitally. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. This is the first ever 3-in-1 type edition
for Berserk.
For Berserk, yeah, which is pretty crazy because it's a very popular series. That's why it's getting like this amazing, it's like 7 by 10 inches and like glorious. My other worry is like Dark Horse has promised to do the entire series that way, but I'm worried that if they do like 2 or 3 and they don't sell as well as they want, that they'll drop it. Yeah, and that would bum me out pretty bad. So anyways, Mike Mignola, great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We just say that every couple minutes.
Yeah. Well, he is.
He is. Yeah.
We only read Hellboy, but still.
But yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards doing. Just spread out the purchases. Not the only. There are many issues, but as I told you earlier, listeners, the Dark Knight Returns Absolute is getting reprinted, and that is it's probably a must buy for me as well.
And
Mike Mignola is great.
No, and another must buy for you is
Absolute Watchmen.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to. I don't know why I don't have that yet. I should.
You missed out. You could have bought that at what was that? That one bookstore we went to. You had it in your hands.
Oh, you're right.
But you chose not to.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
It was. You ended up buying. I know it wasn't that. Because you had it in your hands. You bought the volume 1 of the space one.
A Fear Agent?
Yeah.
Wait, they had Absolute Watchmen at half price books?
Yeah.
Was it like $1 billion? Why didn't I get it?
Because you're like, oh, I read Watchmen. I want to get Fear Agent because it's bigger.
No, that does not sound accurate.
I swear that. Obviously, my voice cannot imitate yours, but
what was it? The deluxe edition of Watchmen or the Absolute?
They could have been the Absolute. I just remember Absolute.
I doubt it. I don't believe
doubt it. You don't believe me?
Yeah, I don't.
That hurts.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like I would have definitely gotten
because you were like Fear Agent.
I'm not unhappy with my Fear Agent purchase. It's just I'll never have the second. Well, we have strayed from topic, but it's been a delightful evening.
Yeah. Or morning, wherever you're at.
Exactly. Yeah. Any parting words for the fans? Actually, I have some parting words. I'll start with the parting words. Follow us on Instagram. I'm pointing at you like you made it happen. Follow us on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Podbean. And iTunes. And iTunes. And
I wanted to say one.
Yeah. And leave comments. Leave a review. Leave a comment if you want to, like I said, if you want to review a book that we haven't read, or if you're got a topic in mind. We're always looking for new topics and such. So, anyways, that was my thing. Big B.
Um, Hellboy is awesome. Read it. Read all of them. I need
Amen.
to catch up. I uh, I feel like I'm letting you all down by not finishing up Hellboy. Um, the Japanese ones from his Strange Tales still creep me out because they're just these Japanese heads that are biting him and attacking them, and I don't know why. Even when I saw the that particular scene in the Hellboy, one of the Hellboy cartoon films, it still creeped me out.
Hmm.
And so like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dogs. Let everybody watch this.
Tell your friends, friends.
Your friends of your friends of your friends. Just spread it.
Yeah,
Just spread the word, the good word.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. I am Boy Blue.
And this is Bigby. Tune in next week for What's New? Infidel?
That's a great.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That sounds so bad.
it
Like,
is so
oh,
bad.
like a terrorist television show. Like,
Oh
oh,
my
hey,
gosh,
what's new, Infidel? Oh, gotta
that's
come up with a
amazing.
better title. Yeah.
What's new? Infidel sounds
Yeah.
like an awful sitcom.
It does.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyways, that was great. We probably won't name it that, but I really want to.
we'll
So
see. We'll take
yeah,
it by ear.
yeah. Tune in next week for our review of Infidel.
And quickly, if you like the title, "What's New, Infidel?" say it in the
Say in
comment
the comments,
below,
yeah.
and we'll take a tally of it, and it'll we'll count how many say yes and no, and we'll go from there. We won't find out till Sunday night.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Thank y'all for listening.
Good night.